All right. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing today? All right. Hello, Yelp. Oh, Tai Tai, Brian, Devness, Oscar, Wild Numbat, NGB, Poems. What's this here? Goyal, Mr. Cubes, Russ the Bus, Not Negative, Alex, Deadwing Dick, Pavilions. Yep. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for tuning in. So, first of all, I wanna say that it's a sad day for everyone, and well, I wouldn't say I was the biggest, was the craziest fan of Anthony Bourdain or anything like that. He definitely had an impact on me and on many people from Penang, where I was born and where I lived most of my life. And his episode on Penang, his No Reservations episode on Penang, has helped me share a lot of conversations about food and Penang culture with a lot of the people that I've met here in the United States. And it's usually the first thing I show people when they ask me about food, when they're skeptical about how much people in Penang absolutely love food and how good we are at it. And pictures can't really do too much. People aren't gonna read these days, right? So this episode, because of how easy he is for everyone to relate to, it's a good way to show people what the little island of Penang was all about. And I've watched that episode numerous times. And so in the picture that you saw just now, that was him eating laksa, which is usually tied with char kway teow as the signature dish of Penang. Now, I wasn't a big fan of laksa, but I would say it's a better representation of Penang food than char kway teow. Char kway teow is like the official Penang signature dish or food or noodles or whatever. But I think that laksa encapsulates the flavors of Penang a lot better, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it. And I remember when he's talking about it, he couldn't even really describe what was going on in the flavors. It's just like a bit of this, a bit of that, and that too. And that spot, so my elder brother and his wife actually went back to Penang for the first time in, I want to say 7 or 8 years. First time they went back. And so they went to that place, that exact place that Anthony Bourdain was eating at, and ate at the table where Anthony Bourdain was sitting at. And they took a picture and posted and said, hey, look, and then shared it with my family and said, we're eating at the exact table where Anthony Bourdain sat when he ate laksa. And so they got laksa, and so he's a big deal in Penang because we've always been known in the region for food, and internationally it was kind of a hipster thing, I guess. But we really became mainstream in a way because of Anthony Bourdain. And in fact, that episode, I remember one of my favorite memories from college, a terrible 4 years at college in Abilene, was my favorite professor. Before the start of a class, it was a psychology class, and we're all just sitting there. I think it was maybe 9:58 or something like that, right before class was about to start. And it's a small classroom, maybe 25, maybe not 25, maybe 30 students or so. And I spoke to this professor quite often, and So, everyone's kind of quiet because it's early, right? It's college, so 9, 10 a.m. is early for everyone. And he said, he looked at me and he said, yesterday night I was watching Anthony Bourdain, and it was the episode where he was in Penang. And I remember, and the whole time I was watching, and I was thinking, man, I wish Anthony could cook me some of this food. And so that I remember that moment. It made me happy. It was nice to be able to share what I grew up with, and food means a lot to me. My culture, my family, and it's just sad. And growing up, it's one of those things where people who have the same first name as you kind of stand out a bit, right? It's kind of a weird thing, especially when you're a kid. And I didn't know any Anthony's growing up. And so the first Anthony I heard was Anthony Hopkins, but I didn't really watch any of his movies or whatever. And the one that I looked up to was Anthony Bourdain. And I always thought it would be nice, go travel, go eat, just enjoy life, and I thought he had the greatest career, greatest life ever. And sometimes all that's just not enough. And so I want to say, if you feel alone, if you feel nobody cares, you think you need a friend, you think you need help, please, or I wouldn't say please, but try to seek help, try to reach out. People might not notice what's going on. And understand that it's not your fault, right? And yesterday we hit 10,000 views, which is, it's not really a lot compared to other Twitch channels. Not a lot at all, but it's a nice number. And I remember when I saw it was over 9,000, someone actually pointed it out in the Discord and said, hey, it's 9,000. I thought, man, I had not noticed that at all. And I thought it would be cool if I could hit 10,000. And I remember, not the stream last night, but last week or earlier this week, I think I was on Discord where I said, I've got some stuff to give away, and we're at 9,900, so 9,900. I thought, maybe 10,000 would be a nice time to do something, a little celebration, just a little giveaway. And I remember yesterday I was telling everyone about how grateful I am for all you guys who tune in, all you guys who support the channel, who have befriended me, and share stories and opinions, sometimes bad ones, jokes and memes and experiences with me, and I want to say I appreciate all of you. Doing this, just keyboard stuff, and having a Discord has been I would say a big turnaround in my life. The year after I graduated, I was pretty much I was jobless for a year. I got a job. I turned it down, thinking I would go for another one, and that one didn't work out. So, and as an international student, you basically just have a year to find something, and if you don't get it, you're pretty much fucked. You're shit out of luck. And so it was a rough year, a lot of sadness, a lot of apathy, I'd say, more so than sadness, right? I gave up a job that I got and tried to go for something and failed, or it just didn't work out. And I realized that, I kind of made a mistake not going for a STEM degree, because that would have helped international students out a lot more. And so that would have been better for me. I would have gone 3 years instead of just 1. 3 years to look for a job or whatever. Or to work towards a job that would sponsor your visa. And, it wasn't just that I picked the wrong fields to be in. I also went to the wrong school, the wrong environment, and I hated my life over there. I lost a few close friends to depression. They hated it in Abilene and at Harding-Simmons University, where I went. And they went home. They dropped out. I remember one semester where a very close friend of mine, my closest friend there, he was horribly depressed, didn't have a lot of friends over there, and that environment had nothing to offer him at all. And I remember watching just his condition just deteriorate day by day. I remember not seeing him. I know he's at home, but we just don't see him for 3, 4 days, 5 days. We're in the same house. And it's not like it's a double story or anything. It's just a single story house, a smaller house. And we would just not see him. We would not hear from him. And I remember after 3 days or 4 days, I knocked on his door, and I cooked some curry, because I figured, we had tried knocking already and he would never answer us. And I remember thinking, thinking the worst. And so I knocked on his door, and I knew that, he'd been starving, he'd been losing a lot of weight, he hadn't been eating. I remember knocking on his door, and I said, hey, I cooked some curry, and I cooked there's a lot more than, there's enough for more than 3 people, and you should come out to have some. And that was the first time I saw him that week, even though, like I said, even though we live in the same house. He had stopped going to class, stopped going to work. And so I still remember that meal. And he didn't stay long after that. In a matter of maybe a month, a few weeks, he went home. Yeah, it took him a while, and he's doing a lot better now. He's back in England. I remember talking to him, and we both talked about how terrible those years were. And I remember sharing with him. I told him, I persevered until I graduated, but it didn't last after graduation. I lost all motivation. I felt like I wasted 4 years, and I didn't have anything to show for it. I started doing keyboards, and Vinici was very kind. He made a Discord server for us, and I don't think he's watching anyway. He's probably too busy, and I want to thank him for that, because that was I wouldn't say the best thing, but it led to the best thing that's happened to me since I graduated and since I came to the US. And, I've been able to make a lot of friends, really cool folks, funny, smart people, very kind, very generous people. And I could feel it. I could feel just the sadness kind of draining away. The indifference just slowly getting peeled off, and it was nice. And I haven't been looking at chat, so I don't know if he's over here, but we all know whose keyboard this is, and God has been a good friend. He has supported the channel a lot, having me build a lot of keyboards, basically providing us with some of the best keyboards. We can all see. We've had 2 OTDs, we've had so many ducks, pretty much all the ducks other than the Blackbird. That one's still under my bed. We haven't built that one yet. And he's been nothing but generous. And I left the South for the first time this spring break. I went to go visit him in Los Angeles. And it was nice to see what the United States could offer you. Because, I absolutely hate living here in Texas. And so I just want to say, first of all, I'm sorry about, for dragging this out. I'm sorry for delaying the start to the stream, but I figured it's something I wanted to talk about. And again, if you need friends, you need people to talk to. We've got a lot of cool people in the Discord, so join up. If you don't feel like talking, telling us about what sucks, that's fine. right? You can talk about how JTK sucks or something, right? And if that helps you feel better, you know, then that's fine. But yeah, so I'm gonna look at chat in a bit, and I'm just gonna go wash my face before we start. But again, OTD Mini 356 Mini V1 will start to build in a bit. All right, so hello everybody. I'm sorry if I missed a lot of people in chat. I'll look at this maybe tomorrow. If I try to read everything, then we're never gonna start. All right, let's see who's here. Just all right, Big McMuffins or vegan dumpling. Hey, how's it going? Brian, Thick Boy, Proximity. Okay, so Proximity. I posted a link on the Reddit post, but if someone would put the link here in chat as well, that would be nice. Proximity wrote the best write-up. That's terrible, right? He wrote a write-up anyway. So he wrote the greatest piece on the greatest piece in English about the OTD 356 Mini, and you know, that was basically what we used to figure out whether the OTD was something worth getting, something worth looking at. And you know, I talked about this in unboxing yesterday about how it was God's kind of white whale, you know, 100 for one for a while. And he says that this is still the best board he's ever typed on. It's a shame it's not available in a 10 keyless version because 60% is a bit too small for him. And so yeah, go check that out. The Lost Mantle, that's really great. Everyone should go check it out. I really like content like that. I like, you know, content that talks about, you know, the construction, the engineering behind the keyboard, the design decisions. You know, and we tried to show that yesterday, and we talked about, you know, what this thingy is, right? And we'll talk about it just a little bit afterwards when we're putting the board back together. But yes, this is the OTD 356 Mini V1. I'm sorry for all those who tuned in, you know, at 9:40 and have waited basically fucking half an hour for me to start talking about the board. And it's definitely the most over-engineered 60% custom keyboard, and it was actually one of the first custom 60% keyboards. And so it's got a lot going for it. It takes a while to unpack everything, literally, right? You gotta pull this thing out as well. And so, you know, the gasket is the main thing that makes it stands out. I think it was one of the first sandwich mount custom boards as well. And if you look at the PCB, so this whole kit was designed for flex and tactile switches. And just look at this PCB. Oh shit! Did the camera crash? Oh boy, that's hilarious. See, so if you look at the PCB, look at this. Compare it to, let's see if I have another PCB over here. Okay. Compare it to a DZ60. All right, this thing isn't moving, and you're so afraid of cracking it or something. But this one, look at that. All right, look at that. So it's thinner than normal, right? You can see that. Just maybe half the thickness of a regular PCB, and it's got some cuts in it to facilitate even more flex, right? Oh my god, what's going on with the camera? So yeah, very flexible. Yeah, and it's an intentional design feature actually. All right, so flex, the crazy plate mount system with the gasket. We'll talk about that later. So for now, let's put the parts aside and we can start modding the stabilizers to start. What's up, Hammer Brother? Okay, and Zoology is here. Jubei, Impladob, Red Hawk, Mr. Keebs. Oh, and thanks, Not Negative, for the 500 bits. Thank you so much. Yeah, some positivity from Not Negative. Okay, who else is there? Fire Bazooka. Okay, who else have I not? Greeted. If I didn't greet you, I do apologize. Yeah, I'll definitely look at Twitch chat tomorrow. Look at the VOD Twitch chat, because yeah, I can't possibly read all this right now. Captain Schwat, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you. Every bit helps. And if you haven't joined the Discord yet, you scroll down my channel, you see it. Join the Discord, link your Twitch account to your Discord account, and you should get a nice yellow flare. Hey, Zoology, thanks for the gift to Big McMuffins. Look at you, 5 gift subs already. He's basically Santa Claus. All right. Oh, Captain Shaw, have you been watching this since the start? I I hope not. That, yeah, I don't want to scare anyone away. Okay, so the plate, the cool thing about the plate, so other than it being aluminum, and it's got these wings, these tabs for the sandwich mount. And again, if you want to know more about it, you want to figure out how everything is put together and what everything does, then check out the unboxing video. I have it on YouTube. I have it in my Twitch VODs as well, where we figure out how things work. And so yeah, so the plate, it is a fixed layout plate, which I absolutely love seeing. As long as they pick the right layout, right? And So that means soldering is a lot easier. And another thing is, it should help with the sound as well. Should, in theory. Yeah, so aluminum plates. I like aluminum plates more than steel and brass, that's for sure. Okay, so we've got that, and then let's put the gasket aside as well. We'll talk about that later. Okay, and the switches. So these are Lubed vintage black switches. We've got one gray stem, because this is a heavier switch than the rest. So the gray stem is just it's a linear stem as well, so just like the black, but it helps us find the one switch that has a heavier spring. So everything else has a 55-gram bottom mount spring. This one has a regular black spring. So it should actuate at 60 and then bottom out at around 80. Yeah, and so it's got, you'll notice it's got these red things on them. So those are the switch stickers. This was before polycarbonate switch films were a thing. And if you had to pick, definitely go for the switch film. Stickers are pretty much outdated now. Yeah, they don't look as nice. They're hard to work with. They're hard to take off as well. Yeah, so what it does is it reduces switch top wobble, which would help with total or net stem wobble. Because there's usually space between the switch top and the switch bottom, and so if you put another piece, another layer between the two, it helps everything kind of fit securely. Okay, so the stabilizers we are gonna use, let's see, we need 1, 2, 3 2U stabilizers, one 6.25U spacebar stabilizers. So I believe these are 7U. Maybe not. Maybe this is 6.25. Captain Shaw is a homie? Oh, nice. Is he from Malaysia too, or is he a friend from here? Proximity says, difficulty assembling 356 Mini is the best high level in 356 series. Oh no, Captain Shaw's been here the whole time. Yeah, I swear that the streams are not usually like that. I swear to God. Okay, Precise Troy, hey, what's up? Who else did I miss in chat? But so this is God's board. It's his favorite board to type on. And this is his third OTD board. He's got two 360 Corsas and a 356 Mini V1. I'm not sure if he's expecting another one. Okay, so you take your genuine Cherry or GMK screw-in stabilizers. Right, these are my top recommendation. Don't go for the fake stuff. Definitely get the genuine stuff. And so yeah, again, thank you so much, Zoology. I really appreciate it. You guys are all very, very generous to each other. I like that. It's a nice human centipede. Holy shit, Red Hawk, that's 10,000 for 10,000 views? God damn. Alright. I really appreciate it. I want to say, again, you know, as stupid as it sounds, building keyboards and streaming keyboards is basically what puts food on the table, and the roof over my head, so every bit counts, literally, I guess. And thank you very much, Red Hawk. Right now you're way ahead. That's pretty big. I would not be that generous to myself. Holy shit. Yeah, and so he says, well, I kind of wanted to do this at the start, but it felt really douchey during the super heavy moment. But happy 10,000. Yep, 10,000. That's pretty big. For such a weird channel. Precise Troll says, God said he wanted you to send it to me and I'll send it to him after I do QC. Okay, let's see who else. Oh, Titty. Oh, Tai. Thanks for the cheer. Who else? Hammer Brother with 81 bits as well. For all the good times. Yep, thank you very much. Yeah, I got 10K, and I think last week I uploaded my 100th YouTube video. I mean, not like I really do YouTube much at all, right? I basically just hit the export button. And so I'm sure it means we're close to, we're around 100 streams too. Oh my god, the camera. What's going on with the camera? Okay, if it gets stuck, just let me know. I don't know what's going on with it. I think maybe the contacts battery are dirty, maybe? I don't know. It's strange. Hope it's not overheating or anything. But yeah, Red Hawk the GOAT. That's for sure. Windows update lurking in the background. Hey, look at that. Bad News Caps is here. Thanks for the follow. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with Bad News Caps. He's more famous than I am. And you should definitely go check him out. At least check out his Instagram. Not negative 800 bits. Thank you. I appreciate it. Try changing USB port. So it's something wrong with the camera instead of the USB or the cable. Because even when I've been taking pictures recently, it would keep cutting off. And I've just been too busy to figure it out. And it only happened the past few days. But yeah, thanks everyone for the cheer. Let's see who else. Poems. He says, I'm new to the community. Thanks for streaming. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for cheering as well. Don't forget to join the Discord. A lot of nice folks over there. Okay, so I think this wire is a little warped, so I might not use it. Yeah, so this wire is a little warped. I'm gonna set it aside. Use another one. This is why I don't like when they ship long spacebar stabilizers like that. I think that it's really easy for the stabilizer wires to get warped. And I would much prefer if you know, all the vendors would just take them apart before shipping. Just bag it just with the wire separated. Thanks Red Hawk for crushing every other donation. Hey, look at that. God is here. He's here for the good stuff. And thanks for the link to Bad News Cap's Instagram and the link to the Discord as well. Won't be authentic without Chinese knockoff stabs. Yeah, I actually have the stabilizer shear. And Yeah, pretty bad. So the wire is really warped. This was the stabilizer I threw away. This is what it came with. Wire is really warped, and inserts aren't even clipped. I don't even know what kind of lube they use on it, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Oh, and so what we were doing is we were clipping the stabilizer inserts. And maybe I should show you guys what I was doing. Okay, so this is your stabilizer insert. Alright, you will see it's got 4 feet. 2 thicker ones and 2 thinner ones. The thin ones have a tooth on each end. You'll see 2 of these. So what we want to do is we want to clip those off. Alright, so take a flush cutter or scissors. Scissors won't work as well, but it'll do the job. Clip that off, and you'll see it's got a little left, so just go ahead and clip that off. If you Band-Aid mod, it's probably not completely necessary to clip that last bit off, to clean it off, but might as well, you're already at it. Yeah, so do that. And so when you see people talk about clip stabilizers, that's what they mean. Twitch moderator here, hide your memes. Man, I remember that one time, I think, yeah, it was during the OTD, it was during the 360 Corsa. And so there are a lot of new people who showed up. And you're like, what the hell, why is there a Twitch staff in here? Zoology says, wait, did I miss the desoldering and disassembly, or was that done off stream? So desoldering was done off stream. Disassembly was done during the unboxing, actually. So we took everything apart and we looked at the construction and all that. Okay, so what's up, the Erie Cold? How's it going? Big McMuffins, thanks for the cheer. 100 bits says, thank you so much for streaming. Ever since I joined the Discord, I felt right at home. The real talk, promise me you'll try some vegan dumplings if you get the chance. Oh, I will. I mean, veggie dumplings are pretty much vegan dumplings. Kimchi dumplings as well. And yeah, I've had those. It's always sad when a place makes their veggie dumplings better than their regular dumplings. Right, because the other one has really high skill ceiling and should be able to get that one to taste a lot better. Yeah, this place I go to, their meat dumplings are not as good as their veggie dumplings. Well, I don't go there. I pretty much don't ever order there, because I'm used to better dumplings. But you know, my friends like dumplings, so they get dumplings from there, and sometimes I'll take a few. Okay, so, and then now we're going to lube our stabilizers. So what you're going to use is you're going to use dielectric grease. You can buy this off of Amazon. It's usually around $3.50 to $5. Also, I should probably remove the burger pad, but we'll do that in a bit. Okay, so you take your stabilizer wire, you lube this section right here. Thanks, Russ the Bus, for the cheer. Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. It says, love you, BB. I love you too, I guess. Not as much as Roadhog. Just kidding. Okay, so we're gonna lube the bent end over here, and we're gonna lube the inner bend, the inside corner over here as well. So these are the two parts that the wire is gonna touch the plastic of the stabilizer housing and of the stabilizer insert as well. And so when we put it together, it'll make more sense. Alright, so you can see that in here, right, it's almost like a little clitoris on the inside. And so we're trying to fill up the space between the metal and the plastic parts, because that's where the red comes from. It comes from the metal slapping against the plastic parts of the housing. And so if we fill it up with thick lube, it prevents that. So we're not trying to make the stabilizer feel smoother or anything like that. We're just trying to eliminate rattle. Right, and then we're going to put some over here as well where the metal gets clipped onto the stabilizer. And there's also a lot of wiggle room. Yeah, so once you do this, you do it properly, you test everything, you make sure everything sounds good, you should be able to eliminate pretty much all perceivable rattle. But again, use genuine cherry stabilizers. ZU stabilizers are an okay alternative. The main con is the price. And then the second con would be that the wires still pop out pretty easily when you're changing your, say, space bar or something. And the third con would be it doesn't sound as good as genuine cherry stabs, at least in my and a lot of people's opinions. But they look sick, that's for sure. So if you like bling, you don't like money, definitely get those. Okay, so let me take the burger pad off. I don't want to make it dirty. I don't want to lube it up. It's like pouring grease all over a nice burger. You don't want to do that. That's what my campus cafeteria did. Okay, the people there are so inept at cooking that when they're toasting the burger buns, they would put grease on the top of the bun, right? It's on the outside of the bun, and then toast it. And so when you tried to eat it, there was nowhere to grab because it's just all a greasy mess. Hey, Chewy, look at you 3 months in a row. Thank you so much for the resub. We're approaching the first trimester of your footlong. Okay, Bad News Cap says, yo, Anthony, what year was this kit released? I think around 2010. I can't remember. You have to look it up. It's on Destority. And I think it's either 2008 or 2010. I can't exactly remember. Or 2012. That's why I said it's around 2010. Because I can't remember whether it's 2008 or 2010 or 2012. Okay, Precise says, do you recommend your desoldering tool? I have an Aurea one and has served me well, but as much as I've been desoldering, I may upgrade. Well, I mean, I don't know how good the Aurea one is. I like mine. And I think if you're ever gonna get a desoldering tool, definitely get a drill bit, a cleaning drill bit. Thanks Proximity for the cheer, 500 bits. Thanks so much. Okay, let's see. What does he say? Man, oh man, love haram zoology. Okay, let's see. Okay, 2010? Okay. Real talk, I ruined my GPA too. And yes, it's a desk pad under a desk pad. And for the unboxing yesterday, we actually had a stack of 3 desk pads. So when the guy takes off his sunglasses and it's another pair of sunglasses. Oh, NGB with the cheer. Thank you so much. NGB says, let me know about those Silencios. Oh yes, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I was out today, I think. And then I kind of forgot to respond, but yes. Hopefully this week when I go to the post office. Proximity says, 500 bits, I'm out of here. Good luck again with the build. Take care. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We'll see you on the Discord, Proximity. It's a night of much cheer. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's a bukkake of bits. That's what it is. If you guys ever had Korean bukkake, it's pretty good. All you can eat meat. Big McMuffin says, I'm gonna watch this whole stream. Hopefully I'll learn how to do everything, and I think I'll attempt to build my first keyboard this summer. Well, that's gonna be exciting. I think that everyone should try it if they care for it. Alright, so move over there. So yeah, so do it for all your stabilizers. Take your time. This part usually takes way longer than you think. So don't rush it. It's fine. It's not a speed run. I think he needs to show more cleavage. Oh boy. Okay, Zoology says, Anthony figuring out how grill streamers and strippers make their money. Have dudes throw money at them to make them feel better and smile. Oh yes, how do you know? How do you know? I need to have a camera over here. Sort of move around the buttons, kind of. Yeah, little teaser. We all know that's the best view in the house. Yeah, still can't believe we've this is our second OTD on stream. It's pretty insane. It's no longer the first OTD live stream ever because it's the second. We just need to make sure to do the third one before anyone else does it so we can claim 1, 2, 3. Big McMuffin says TX84 SE is nice, but I didn't build it, so it's not my baby. Yeah, and the one thing that about expensive kits, if you don't really know how it was built, the problem is the stabilizers might not be as good as what they could be, or the soldering might not be as good. For example, this one, the switches were basically floating off the PCB. The guy who built it didn't really give a shit. Okay, and so like what Zoology says, right tools are key. And as I always say, the most important thing I think in building a keyboard is getting good solder. You need to get good solder. That's more important than getting a good soldering iron in terms of performance per dollar. A good reel of solder is what you need. It's a nice leaded solder. Don't bother the unleaded stuff. Right, if you think, man, I'm gonna hurt the environment, don't eat meat for that week, or eat meat just once that week, and you'll save the environment a lot more going with unleaded solder. Or then going with leaded. Yeah. Eat more vegan dumplings. Am I right? Okay, Bad News Cap says, show the bottom of the top case and how it lines up with the divots in the plate. Okay, so Bad News Caps, I think what you should do if you want to check out the construction, because we're not going to get to it until later on, putting it together. And even then, I probably won't talk too much about it. I have a VOD of the unboxing and overview yesterday. And it's up on my YouTube channel now. And you should check it out either right now or later to see how everything is put together. Yeah, and then if there are any more angles you want to check out, just let me know at the end of the stream, or near the end of the stream when we're putting everything together, and I'll be sure to give you some of those angles. Thanks for the sub. Who was it? Who was it? Don't know how to pronounce that. Lotz? Lotze? L Hot SE? L Hot Special Edition 408. But thanks for the sub. I really appreciate it. And I don't think I recognize that name, so welcome to the stream. Lotzi? Okay, so I was right. First, sort of. Yeah, welcome to the stream. And if you're not on Discord since you subbed, make sure to join the Discord. Of course, it's open to everyone, not just the subs, but the subs get a nice yellow flare to denote their membership in the Footlong Sub Club. So if you go on Discord and you link your Twitch account to to your Discord, it should show up over there. Okay, let's see. Okay, what else am I missing in chat? Devness says, I'm still using a shitty $20 Amazon iron. Should probably be upgrading to a Haku or something. Should probably make upgrading to a Haku or something priority. The problem is, the money you spend on a nice iron, you could buy some keycaps, am I right? Yeah, but it's worth it, I'd say. If you wait for sales as well, sometimes they go down to 60. I bought mine for 60. I know they usually go down to 70. Oh, and did NGB cheer? Did I miss that just now? I'm so sorry. Yeah, thanks so much. Okay, well, oh, never mind. I mentioned that already. I take my second thanks back. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see. Precise Troll says, buying built keeps a sketch to me. Yeah, pretty much. None of my boards are assembled by someone else. I make sure to rebuild them. Okay, Chewy says, anyone else getting the M0110 my desk candy? Sorry if this has been asked. I'm not getting it, but okay, Mr. Keeps is getting it. Okay, let's see who else. Hey, thanks for the cheer again, Big McMuffins. I'll read your message in a bit. Okay, I'm trying to see what am I missing. Because I scroll down, I know I'm gonna forget to scroll up again. Okay, zoology says, building your first board is like losing your virginity. I don't know. Don't do it the one you want to keep forever. Okay, maybe. Oh shit, I just realized we did a 7U stabilizer. Wow, how am I so retarded? These are good stabs, and put them aside. Okay, Big Muffin says, I'm thinking KB8X or Tina HHKB. Yeah, if you're trying out, then definitely the Tina HHKB, because it's a cheaper kit, less heartache if you fuck it up. Then again, I think the KB8X PCB is being sold separately, so, you know, I wouldn't say it's too much of a pain in case if you screw it up. You can just buy another PCB and go ham. Okay, let's see. What else is in chat? Okay, so Precise Show says, how much does it cost? Oops. Anything to build a keep? It depends. So $18, currently $18 an hour. And for a standard 60%, as in a standard build, not so much standard layout, right? Standard build will be, so that includes all the works, all right, all the stabilizer stuff, and switch alignment, parallel PCB and plate. What was the other thing? There's another thing I'm forgetting. But basically all that. And so that's 3 hours for 60%. And so obviously LEDs or SIP sockets, anything like that will cost a bit more. Okay, Zoology says, I'm still debating whether I should send my clue board double 1800 to Anthony to be built, just to see him build something weird and rare, completely not refined and at the level of the usual customs share. Yeah, if you think it's gonna be a fun thing for everyone to see, I would be happy to do it. I try to do that. I try not to have repeat boards or anything like that, or you know, if the exact same color or anything like that. Try. Sometimes I still do it. Oh yeah, and I should be getting more keycaps in soon. Actually, just today I went to pick up my DSA Galaxy. What am I saying? Not Galaxy. Legacy. DSA Legacy. And so I'll be unboxing that probably over the weekend. Maybe Sunday. I try to rest on Saturdays. So yeah, probably Sunday night we'll do an unboxing for DSA Galaxy. I think I got all the base kits. So I think the 3 colorways. I think, I'm not sure, I can't remember. I think I did. That's kind of a problem with this hobby, right? Things take so long to ship, and you buy more stuff while you're waiting for that thing to ship. So you never quite remember what you get until you get it. Okay, Big McMuffins with the 100 bits just now says, by the way, serious question. Since I have a TX84 SE, I'm thinking of getting something between TX84 SE and OTD. So far, I narrowed it to an aftermarket Nox 3280 or TGR Jane. Any others I should consider? I honestly don't know if the Jane is better than the TX84 SE. I really don't know if it's better. Because the anodizing should most definitely be better on the machining and anodizing should most definitely be better on the TX84 SE. Typing feel wise, I don't know, right? I haven't typed on the Jane, but I can tell you the finish, the quality control should be better on the TX84 SE. Hey, what's up? COD SKT, yes, vintage blacks indeed. Lubed vintage blacks. Zoologio is number 69 for black and white EPBT. There we go. El Judge, hey, what's going on? Okay, Zoology says, how much for this piece? Double 1800. Oh, with the amount of stabs, I'm gonna assume at least 4 hours for that thing. It's gonna be wild. Okay, so this wire is straight, so that's good. Alright. Okay, so now we're gonna test the stabilizers. Alright, so again, you're probably wondering, wow, it's been so long and he's only been lubing the stabilizers. Yeah, it takes a while and it should take a while. Lotsy says, Anthony, order any of the new mess drop dash mats. Not yet, but I am gonna buy at least the black and white one and the laser one. What about you guys? Is anyone getting the... So far, I don't know anyone who's gotten the Miami one. I think the Miami ones is kind of... It doesn't really make sense, right? Because the Miami dash pads were nicer, right? In that colorway and that design. 18 hours for all the stabs, says Red Hawk. Okay, Aljar says there's an interest check going. Or Zoology says. For GMK paper, which is brighter white than pristine. So is it going to be kind of like... Because the NJPBT white and black is going to be pretty neutral white. It's going to be paper white. Not too cool of a white as well. Supposedly just right. Because when it gets too cool, then it looks really cheap, right? What's up, Tefram? And Zoology says, yeah, people are gonna get sick of OTDs, LZs, and ducks. Yes, I already am. I'm just kidding. For the Ant Pro Master Race. Okay. Not Negative says, to be honest, I'm not even here for the build. Really just some key jiggling going on outside. Just to watch and talk. Yeah. I think a lot of people do that too. Zoology says, I find it so hard to understand why basic, simple, classic color combos like white and black and white aren't just always stocked by vendors. I know, right? So it's a bit confusing. I think a lot of times they just don't have the capital to do it. And so, you know, they maybe buy 20 sets or something like that extra and it gets sold pretty fast. Because who the fuck won't buy that? But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they're trying to do with the Enjoy PVT black on white. They are trying to stock it and introduce accent kits to go with it. So I think Gawk is working on the first 2 colors for the accents. I think on the Discord he kind of showed what colors he's interested in. So lots he says, I always put this on when I'm working. Perfect. Yeah, especially if you're building a keyboard too, right? Best content to build a keyboard too. White on black GMK could have hit MOQ on matchup. The reason why I couldn't hit, actually a big reason, was because of originative. It was a smart business move. I don't really like what they did, but I get it. And so what they did was, so at first it struggled because I think the accents were bundled. And so the price was pretty high, right? It came with some weird ass kind of African colors, green, yellow, red, and a lot of people didn't like it, right? It's understandable. But it was included with the black and white. Or I think the way they sold it was they sold the accent kit and then you could tack on a black and white. So you had to buy both. And so, you know, lost a lot of hype because of that. And again, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. And so you know, Mass Drop changed that after a lot of outcry. But again, of course, as of most things that Mass Drop does, they make a good change, but they don't really announce it. And so, you know, just like Kickstarters, if it doesn't catch during the first few days, it's just gonna die slowly. And to put the nail in the fucking coffin, to just hammer the nail in, the final nail in, Originative, you know, had a similar set. And it was priced at $180 at the time. They had it retail. They dropped it to $130 or $110, something like that. Basically the same price shipped as the Mass Drop sets. Right? They had a sale on the last day. So on the last day, the white on black was actually getting sort of close to hitting the MOQ. But Originative, the few days leading up to it, announced a sale for that particular set, their white on black, and the sale was only 1 day. It was on the final day of the drop, and the discount ended the same time that the drop would end. And so, you know, people dropped out, people lost interest because I thought, you know, why do I want to wait months for this? I might as well just buy it off Originative. And so they buy from Originative, the group buy couldn't meet MOQ. And after it failed, after 2 a.m. Central Time, which is when the drops close, the prices went back up on the original set. And so they basically just fucking killed the drop for the cheap white and black. Because it's $99 before shipping, which is amazing for a GMK set. The base price is $99. So if there were more orders, it could have gone down below $99, which is unimaginable, right, for a GMK set. But yeah, so that's what happened. And someone correct me if my version of history is not correct. But again, what's the word I'm looking for? Not adapt, but a good business move. But kind of scummy, honestly. Okay, NDB says, I'm getting all of them except Miami. Let's see. Zoology says, I'm waiting for all you idiots to buy the boring lame ones. And when Novel Keys release super limited awesome custom match, you guys will be out of money and I'll have the best one. Bold strategy, Cotton. Okay, so test all your stabilizers before you start soldering. No rattle. No rattle. No rattle. No rattle. And if you're wondering, what happened to the Band-Aid mod? So God actually prefers no Band-Aid mod with his vintage blacks. He likes the harsh bottom out, likes the hard clack sound. Okay, Alex says, how are the KPR die subs? I'm actually getting that next week. So we're going to unbox that next week as well. So quite a few, maybe I'll do it on a set. Well, maybe I shouldn't. But so again, DSA Legacy and the Hangul die subs should arrive next week. So maybe I'll do that Thursday or Wednesday. I think that's when it arrives. Oh, Judge says, damn, didn't know all of that. Was just getting keyboards at the time and remember that job not succeeding. Yeah, if you look it up, you should be able to see it on Mechanical Keyboards on the Mass Job discussions. Davna says, I got GMK Carbon recently from MacMark. I'm so happy with it. Speaking of Carbon, Tombury, the designer, or Spoonie Love, the designer of Carbon, Yuri, and actually the designer of the set we were just talking about, the African themed set, I think it was African themed, or Caribbean themed maybe I'm getting it wrong, and the White and Black, he was actually the guy behind that too. We're working on Mass Drop. Anyway, so he confirmed that the next project is well, he's got one project, and then the next one is GMK Carbon Round 2. So that's gonna happen. Yeah, he said it on my Instagram. So just to let you guys know. Gonna need to get the novelties in round 2 happens. I actually have the novelties. I actually have a set I'm gonna sell. Devin says, weirdly enough, the gray mods match my mouse. Wait, what mouse do you have? The G603? Alex says, did you get everything or just base? For the Hangul, I got everything. Oh, you're talking about Devness Carbon? So does anyone see Mito's new set debuted with Vortex Hellcat? I think that's not so much a new set. He's been working with Vortex on a few keycap sets and stuff and keyboards. So I think that's going to be exclusive to Vortex. Man, I really wish there'd be a G900 or G903 with that gray. That gray looks so nice, but for some reason, the flagships on Logitech are only ever black. I hate that. G502 is the same thing, only black. Right? If they released a white version or a gray version, holy fucking Jesus, I would jump on that faster than... God damn it, I don't remember his name. What's the name of the main actor in House of Cards? I don't remember his name. Oh well. Redox says, I can't wait for GMK Oblivion V2. I can't wait for GMK Space Cadet. That's pretty hype. The Grey Alphas with GMK Oblivion mods, or the Grey Alphas with basically any other mod. Plus the bus says, Anthony, can we get your opinion on SAPBT 9009? I don't know. I was the one who first talked about it. I showed it in the Discord. And I don't know, because I don't have them. I'm not going to buy them until I get a confirmed address. But yeah, because I was going to buy it and I realized it probably wouldn't arrive by the time I move, so not worth the risk. So I'll just wait until I figure out the address, because they don't ship to PO boxes. So once I get the address, I will buy it. Unless, of course, it arrives for one of you guys first and it's crap. Kevin Spacey, there we go. But yeah, I was gonna say I would jump on that faster than Kevin Spacey would jump on a 14-year-old boy, but moment died. Old joke. Okay, so one thing you're gonna do is you notice that I have put the switches in a weird kind of order. And so, kind of like when you replace a wheel on your car, you don't want to just screw it in clockwise. You want to do it in a star pattern, right? So we're gonna solder the corners first or whatever, and then we're gonna kind of spread all that solder tension around. So what this does is it helps you keep everything straight. Yeah, send it for gay conversion therapy or something. I'm just kidding. Gay conversion therapy is terrible. And should be banned from minors. Okay, so one thing that's annoying is I believe this plate is thinner than standard, so switches are being a pain in the ass to get straight. Yeah, Space Cadet, let's see. Space Cadet, we're all... Okay, Mr. Keeps, thanks for tuning in today. Have a good night and a good weekend. But yeah, I didn't like the Mito and Vortex collaboration as well. It's just not my thing. I'm sure some people would like it, but yeah, that's not for me. Okay, Bad News Cap says, what temp on the iron are you rocking? So right now I'm using 670 Fahrenheit. I found that it's the best balance. 670 probably works for the most part. And so the thing about temperatures, you also don't want it to be too low, because if it's too low, that means you're gonna take longer for your iron to heat up the solder. And so that might fuck up the PCB, because that means your iron's gonna be in contact with the PCB for longer for each solder joint. So gotta find a happy balance. Okay, so again, just check everything to make sure that you're making good contact with the PCB and plate. Okay, and so what I'm talking about is, if you look at your switch, on the underside of the switch, you'll see that there are two bumps in the corners. Right, you see one bump over here, one bump over here. You can see that. So those need to be touching, or should be touching the PCB. All right. So what you do is you just kind of eyeball it from the side to see if the bumps are touching the PCB, and if they're not touching, go ahead and reheat the solder, get it all nice and melted or molten, and then just push to make sure it's tight. Okay, Red Hawk says, the hardest part for me with builds is getting the PCB and plate as parallel as you do. Difficult for me to use my left hand to push the PCB down and use it to feed. Solder. Oh. Yeah, that's why if you do it one pin at a time, you should be better off. Sometimes I do two at once. It's a bit more difficult, so I don't recommend it. Hey, what's up, Ari Civ? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the kind words. Zoology says Fahrenheit, what the hell, man, you Celsius like a reasonable human being. Hey, I usually use Celsius just because the machine defaults to Fahrenheit. That's why I'm using Fahrenheit. But yes, I much prefer Celsius. I use it with my weather apps actually. 6 years in the US and I still use Celsius for weather and everything. It's just better. Get some of Wodan's gloves. Oh, it's hot enough here. I don't need gloves. For him, I think his workstation is outside, outdoors in Germany, so it's cold as shit. Yeah. But for me, it's hot as fuck here, so definitely not gonna need gloves. Red Ox says, it's usually how I cause burns that and forgetting I have the iron in my hand and just waving it around. Yeah, I almost tried to reach the tablet with my right hand, even though I had the iron on. That would not have been good. Okay, Lot C says, do you think doing these build videos bring you more or less business, Anthony? Maybe you can make the argument that people will, thanks to detail in which you explain the different parts of the build, attempt to build on their own. But on the other hand, they now also see the care and expertise you bring, and therefore they might think this is a worthwhile investment. So, I've never been against people building their own. In fact, just yesterday I got an email from a repeat customer. It's a third build that I was going to do for him. And his parts are actually en route to me. But, he emailed me yesterday saying, hey, so turns out I got a soldering iron for my birthday. And so now I want to build the board myself. And so he said, can you ship the kit and the parts back to me when they arrive at your place? And, I'll gladly pay for shipping and however long it takes to forward the packages. And so I told him, that's no problem. He apologized. It's a very, very nice guy. And I said, yeah, no worries. I mean, why would I explain so much when building if I didn't want people to try it out themselves? That's why you don't see me advertising myself as really a soldering service. You don't see me trying to, I'll build anything for $20, right? Yeah, that's not what I do. I'm not, if you just want to slap a kit together in half an hour like what some other channels do, then yeah, do that. I don't care for that. Yeah, so I primarily cater to people who build expensive kits. They don't really want to risk damaging anything or anything like that. Or to people who just don't have the time or tools to do it. And if you have the time or tools, definitely do it yourself, right? Try it out. I still wouldn't advise trying it on an expensive kit. But yes, so yeah, and at the end of the day, I don't mind sharing. If it helps everyone else build a better keyboard, whatever. Can't feel too bad. This isn't a permanent job anyway. Yeah, another thing you should do is when you're soldering, push down with both your hands against the plate and PCB to help the switch sit tighter against the plate and PCB. And again, don't push down with your iron though. You don't want to burn a hole through your PCB. Okay, Harry Civ says, what switch are you using? So I'm using Lubed Vintage Blacks for this build with 55 gram springs. God usually likes them at, I think, at least 60 grams. 65, I think, is his preferred weight. But this thing came in 55s, so we're just going to reuse the switches. Yeah, so rebuilding it mainly to switch out the spacebar switch for the spring, technically, and to redo the stabilizers because they were horribly done. I think this was assembled in Korea, and if you've seen the boards that I've had to rebuild, a lot of them come from Korea, and as much as the Koreans know how to, make high-end custom keyboard kits, their building leaves much to be desired. Their assembly, their stabilizers are fucking garbage, that's for sure. Yeah, so that's why we're redoing this. And of course, it's a good opportunity to show the world an OTD 356 Mini, right? Use your nipple clamps with. What the hell are we talking about? Okay, Precise Troll says, I really need to learn how to do switch alignment. The next board I need to build has a little wiggle room on the plate, and I'm not using PCB mount switches. Oh boy, that sounds like a nightmare. And Lotsy says, that's kind of what I think as well. I mean, if I could afford a board like most of the ones Anthony builds, I would probably be okay paying for a pro to build it. Oh boy, I am a pro. I'm actually a con, but you don't know that. So again, just check all your switches to make sure everything's aligned properly. And as I always say, it's not completely necessary for you to do this. most of the time. Sometimes in some builds you actually need everything to be parallel and to be as straight and flush as possible. This isn't one of them, but it's just a nice thing to do, right? What's up, Purple? How's it going? And Zoology says, Anthony's trick using card or thick paper with keycaps on to align switches is pretty good. Haven't seen anyone else use it. That's because I developed that technique. I won't be surprised if someone else basically just plagiarizes my technique, basically quotes me word for word, and uploads a video on YouTube and just posts it on mechanical keyboards. I wouldn't be surprised if someone else did that. But that's how it's done. Zoology says, Wodan uses gloves because processing tons of crusty, disgusting, sharp, jagged, salvage e-waste rescue boards. Oh yeah. And I'm working with crusty old OTDs. Daniel's Cap says, I rock lower temp on the iron than that, but not much. I remember the round 1 Zilio scare. They made everyone swear by much lower temps as to not melt the clear Zilio bottom casing. I hope that's still not a thing. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So back then, for Zilios, I would actually run 650 or 630 for the first round of Zilios. These Zilios still have a lower melting point than regular switches, which fucking sucks. I hate that. But 670 works for the newer Zilios, that's for sure. And again though, if you have experience with soldering and you have good solder and a good iron, you shouldn't need to spend that much time on a soldered joint anyway. So the extra heat shouldn't be harmful. Keyword shouldn't. Right? Maybe it still would. Can't let others know about Anthony. Keep him a secret. All right, see you, Devness. Thanks for tuning in. Yep, have a good evening and a good weekend. Red Hawk says, with the caster solder Anthony recommends, I run 650, which is about 345. I actually don't even need 670, I don't think. The main reason I bumped up the temperature in the first place was back when I used to desolder with an iron. But I've stopped doing that. I desolder with a desoldering gun now. But yeah, so just like what Zoology says, trick is to solder and move decisively, not lingering too long or aimlessly dragging the tip across switch bottoms or PCB. Yep. So if I use a, well then again, this is actually not a good PCB for the thick reel, but so usually we use 0.8 millimeter solder, and I would recommend this. Just use this. Don't bother with the thick one. Okay. This is Chad solder right here. Right, this is 1.5 millimeters, so almost twice as thick. So basically, OTD solder, Omega thick dick solder, and it's super fucking fast. Look at that shit. That's one joint. That's the second joint. Let's see. But of course, you need a good iron. You need decent experience as well to know not to use too much. Yeah, I actually these days prefer using the thick one. It's not as versatile though. You can't do LEDs with this one, or you can, but it's not efficient. Yeah, But I don't recommend this. Don't use this. .8 is still the best medium. Zoology says, let's be real here. Anthony's conning all these high-end board owners by charging them money for them to open up and play these keyboards. And that was fun without having to pay the cost of ownership. Exposed! I'm fucking exposed. I mean, part of it is that, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind building cheap keyboards as much because I won't feel so bad fucking that up. I'm glad I haven't had to implement an insurance or anything like that yet. Okay, so usually with standard builds, you don't want to solder everything first. So you see that I've soldered some of the stabilizer keys as well. On a normal build, don't do that yet. Because, for example, if you look at this build, this is a DZ60 build with an aluminum plate and Kyle Speed copper, I think. Okay, so if you look at this, so most plates are gonna look like this. Universal plate. Supports more layouts and stuff. This supports only one layout. But this one, see how there's gaps around? Right, see over here. So the switch is not held tightly on all four sides by the plate. Right, look at this one. It's got everything around it. It's good. It won't really move around much. These have only the top and the bottom holding it together. And so they'll have a lot of wiggle room. And so you're gonna need to do switch alignment for these. And if you watch pretty much any of my other streams, you will see how I do that. We won't be doing that for this build because we won't need to do that. But yes, so we're gonna keep everything straight. So if you look at some builds, there's actually a very popular RMK mod who has kind of an expensive custom keyboard. And if you've seen pictures of it, the bottom row looks fucked. Right, the mods are just all over the place. It's all crooked and shit. Well, it's crooked as he is. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But yeah. So if you watch pretty much any of my other VODs, you should see it how I get it done. Yeah, but not today though. We don't need to do it today. And of course, it's always important to learn how to solder first. So if you look up some soldering guides on YouTube, that'd be very helpful. That'll be relevant for sure. It's basically the same rules apply. Zoology says you gotta beat them to the punch, to be honest. Upload a clip of you doing, explaining it to YouTube before they do. Yeah, I think the main problem is I'm so worried about having it done well that I never get around to doing it. I'm always go, no, but then I have to get good lighting. I have to get a good setup if I'm gonna do a proper tutorial. Maybe I should just say fuck it and do one simple one, and then down the road have an upgraded version. Maybe that's what I should do. Although, to be honest though, I don't enjoy doing that. I don't actually enjoy editing videos and stuff. Because it takes me forever to do it. I'm pretty anal about these things. It's also why I don't write much, because I would rewrite it and rewrite it too often. It would take me forever to even write anything. Artisan Collector says, anyone here play fighting games with arcade sticks? Oh, I fight with a stick. I'm pretty violent with it. What's up, the Arctic Fox? How you doing today? Okay, Zoology says, 0.8 is way more forgiving because it's harder to use too much solder accidentally. Yeah, pretty much. And it's more flexible. You can use it for switches, you can use it for LEDs and stuff. This one, you kind of just... For a keyboard, you can pretty much only use it for switches. For LEDs, it's really hard to use this. It's too thick. Sometimes too much girth is not good. Okay, Zoology says, just clip it from existing old VODs. Maybe I should. But yeah, so this whole time, I haven't built any of my macro pads and my num pads because I've been thinking, you know, those would be great for a condensed, kind of a speed, I wouldn't say a speed build, but you know, I could go at it with my usual meticulousness, but it won't be fucking 3 hours long, right? Because you do stabilizers, you also do switch alignment as well. And so I've always wanted to just save a macro and numpad build for that reason. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I've bought I think 5 macro pads now, and I haven't built a single one of them. I sold 3 of them, I think. What's up, helpful human? How's it going? But yeah, actually, if Chokan wants to do it, I would be happy for him to do it. If he'd rather do the guys, because, you know, he actually is a better YouTuber than I am. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel. If you scroll down to my channel, you should see a link to Chokan's YouTube. Check that out. He's got a lot of good content, or someone wants to just post a link in chat. And yeah, so it makes a lot of good content. He is famous for his This Is My 60 series, where he showcases other people's 60% keyboards. Yeah, so definitely check that out. And if he wants to do it, I'll be happy for him to do it. He deserves the views more than I do. And he'll probably narrate it better than I can, right? He's got a nice, soothing voice. Whereas mine isn't all that refined. Man, I will say, isn't it crazy when the first time you hear a proper recording of your own voice? It's so weird, isn't it? I mean, it's still weird when I hear it. Yeah, I remember the first time ever when I heard a properly recorded version of my own voice, because it was actually recorded with pretty decent recording equipment. Was that I was in voice lessons in college, and yeah, so I heard my voice. I'm like, holy shit, I sound like that? What the fuck? Hey, 100 Millie, how's it going? It says Kappa. 500 bits. Been catching the VODs lately, but I missed the live stream. Just stopped in to say hi, good night. Alright, well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the cheer. Have a good night. We'll see you in the Discord. So you're basically calling out Chokan for success based on other people's work? No. I mean, he does all the editing. Hey, machine learning. Machine learning. That's a nice name. But yes, these are vintage blacks with 55 gram springs, just like what Red Hawk and Long Cutie Pie are saying. God's unicorn or white whale? Yeah, Holy Grail. Yeah, I agree with who was it? Yeah, zoology. Yeah, Holy Grail is way too overused, so that's why I don't say it, even though it's so obvious, right? For God. I remember my first time learning the term Holy Grail though. Damn! I sound so educated. Okay, Bad News Cap says, have you had the pleasure of assembling or touching any of the FR4 plates released by OTD? Opinions about the plate material. So, we've checked out the FR4 material it was for a Duck Orion. Oh no, Legend. I can't remember which one, but one of those. I want to say it doesn't, I think it's for the Orion. But anyway, yeah, we have an FR4 plate. I haven't built it yet. We're going to do that soon actually. So, next Friday, we should be building a mirror. And so they have Lubed vintage blacks. Again, because it's God's board and that's pretty much the only switch he uses these days. But yeah, so that's next Friday. And we're going to use the aluminum plate first, and then after that, I know aluminum didn't sound too special, right? Anyway, so aluminum first, and then he's got 3 plates for that build, or 4. He's got aluminum, he's got steel, stainless steel, he's got polycarbonate, and FR4, because you can use the plate in the mirror as well. So we're gonna do that for the mirror too. So we're gonna have all 4 of those, and then we can compare. He can compare all those. Red Hawk says, I hate hearing myself in recordings. Yeah, I know. I think I mentioned it before. I didn't realize how hypo-nasal my voice is. So apparently, I'm pretty sure it's hyponasality, which is, you know, when you say someone has a very nasal voice, it means they talk too much through their nostrils, right? So that's hypernasality. For me, my problem is hyponasality. So basically, I go too far in the opposite direction, and there's not enough air coming through my nostrils. Been trying to fix that. I haven't really made much progress, I think. Ari Civ says, what was the best keyboard that you built? I don't know. I've got a lot of nice keyboards. So I don't know about best. If you're talking expensive, I can tell you this is the second most expensive. First one was the other OTD. Zoology says everyone has that cringe at hearing their own voice when recorded. We hear our voices when speaking filtered through all the bone and flesh and voids in our heads. Yep. But which is why I said, you know, I'm sure most of everyone has gone, what the fuck? But I think it's different when you finally hear a decent recording of it. Cause, you know, if it's just through a shitty camera or through a shitty phone mic, you think, that's just the equipment, right? And then when you hear a proper version, you're just like, Jesus Christ, that's actually me. I can't excuse it anymore. Can't just say, this is the recording equipment. Indiana Jones, man, I haven't seen that in a long time. I think I watched 4 to 4. Was it 4? The crystal, whatever shit. What a disappointment. Aliens. Fuck that, man. Zoology says, have you built any PC plate boards already? I've heard they can be pretty fragile. I think actually no. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah, which is why I said the mirror will have basically everything. So that'll be fun. I think it's interchangeable with the Orion. Yeah, so God will have a pretty sick selection for his Orion and mirror. Because for the Orion, he is also getting an Alps build for it too. It's pretty hype. Very expensive. Red Hawk says, Mirror PogChamp took quite a bit of self-control not by the mirror that Kuzan eventually bought. Yeah, where is it? Is he here today? Brian says, FF4 is going to be sick, especially the trend now towards non-metallic plates. I have always been a proponent of softer plates. And so it's nice to see people are going, okay, maybe that's the way to do it. Yeah, because metal plates just sound like ass. As in, not metal plates, not all metal plates, but stiff metal plates. These don't sound very good. Okay, did you see that interest check for another classic Windkillers TKL where they're offering a PBT plate? PBT? Wait, what? Oh, I haven't seen it actually. Don't even say the movie title. That is not Indiana Jones. That was Harrison Ford owing people money. Oh my god, that was so bad. Has anyone here seen Solo yet? Speaking of Harrison Ford. Anyone like it? Anyone hate it? Long Cutie Pie says yes. Solo was A plus. Damn. A plus, eh? I guess I would give it a 7 out of 10. But because they had Emilia Clarke in it, let's fuck it a 9.5 out of 10. It means Emilia Clarke is 2.5 out of 10. I'm just kidding. The math checks out. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't know how it compares to the other new Star Wars films, because I admittedly, and shamefully so, I have not seen any of the other new Star Wars films. Pretty bad, because I grew up a pretty big Star Wars fan. And I still have some Star Wars Lego sets here in the living room. Long Cutie Pie says, I love the subtleness of the mirror. I'm also a big space nerd, so eventually want to get one. Yeah. The mirror and the moon. The moon is just a shame because the PCB ended up like ass. It was obvious they were either running out of money, definitely running out of time. They were definitely running out of time. You can tell they were running out of time. But I think they were also running out of money with the group buy. That's why they just went with a... not even half-ass PCB, it was a quarter-ass PCB. You don't even get one whole cheek, you get half a cheek. Yeah, it's a shame because the case is so well done. Everything's so well done, so well thought out. You look at the PC, it's like, the fuck? HHKB played best played Kappa, says Brian. Okay, and GB also says Solo is good. Zoology says, I liked Solo, even though press coverage saying it's not doing well. Yeah. Hold on. Bad News Cap says, I'm actually surprised we haven't seen more FF4 plates. Because they're super easy to order from PCB houses, being basic PCB material and all. Apparently they don't sound very good though. Apparently they're too stiff as a material, so they don't sound as good as polycarbonate or acrylic. I think, or something like that. P.S. The Droid Navigator was model number 1337, or leaked. And then Zoology says FF4 plates are definitely down on budget kits like Contra and Budget 96 or EOTW plate. Okay. Never half-ass two things. Always whole-ass one thing. I actually haven't finished Parks and Rec. I feel bad. I think I watched it until season 5, I want to say. I don't know. I can't watch TV shows on my own. Can't be bothered. Ron Swanson though, he's the man. Moon had a custom PCB. No, it was not the Liku PCB. It was a homemade PCB designed in-house. Just code for I don't know what I'm doing, but somebody's got to do it. Salamander Wind Keyless KBD Lab project. Oh, so it's a Korean project. Moonfits TX84, the right? No. So the main problem is that the USB will not fit. Because if you look up the moon, you will see the American flag. if you look it up, you will see that the port is really low on the board, on the case, and so it relies on a daughter board. And I don't think the case has room to fit the because the TX84 case PCB has the connector sticks out quite a bit, and so first of all you have to take the connector out, but I think the PCB itself just sticks out too much. But yeah, so they have a PCB that they designed themselves, and yeah, it's terrible. What's up, Striker? Yeah, so that's a shame just because it's so hard to find a proper PCB for the Moon. The Mira uses the Liku PCB, so that works. And I think the Orion PCB works fine too, if I'm not mistaken. But obviously you won't be able to use the status indicators and stuff. Brian says, I can't imagine a PBT plate being good though if how hard and brittle it is. No, the thing that I'm worried about for PBT plate is the warping. That's what concerns me. You can't even get a fucking space bar to be straight. What about a plate? Oh, PBT plate typing sound demo was Dan's game? Really? Man. Smash the key, crack the plate, now you have more flex. You're thinking ahead. Man, I just realized I might need to... It looks pretty washed out in there. Maybe it's just monitor that's crap. Switch alignment of a warp PBT plate? Yeah. That would be, oh boy. Trying to get the switches to sit flush against the PCB and plate? Oh man. That would not be fun at all. Do you hear the buzzing? That's from the June bugs, as they call them. Pretty appropriate, right? It's for the second week of June already, damn. Alright, so I think we've got oh, one more. So I can't actually plug this board in to test it right now because It runs on a PS2 connection, even though it has a mini USB connector. The connection is PS2. So that means if I plug it in, it won't be detected until I reset the computer. Or reboot the computer. Okay, so everything seems to be soldered in place, what I can tell. How much flex do you even really get? I guess. Good enough, I guess. Brian says the setup I'm typing with, stainless steel plate, vid blacks, sounds so much better, and that's not even as good as the other ones I've heard. If you put warped PVT caps on board with warped PVT plate, cancel out. Don't forget tilted stems from box switches too. Okay, so they sorted everything, so we can turn all our shit off. And let's clear the desk. Clear everything on the desk. Haha, get it? Because OTD stands for on the desk. Alright, so I just realized we haven't screwed in the stabilizers yet. Oops. Russ the Bus says, is that spacebar spacing weird or is it just me? It's just you, bro. No, it is weird. It's off center 6.25. It's not even centered. So I hate this because what it means is that the left side will sound quite different from the right side. Zoology says it's parade. Fuck. It's parade season around my parts. Oh boy. I'd parade on your parts. I live along the route, so I gotta GTFO early tomorrow morning. Where are you going? Are you gonna go hang out at the school zone nearby? I'm just kidding. Deadwing Dick says, man, I missed all of the switch soldering. I'm finally home from work and I had to work Saturday this week. Nice, nice. That is fucking awesome. Must feel good, right? Do you have to work Sunday though? Yeah, welcome back to the stream. We missed you. We were just talking about you. We talk about you all the time. You think when our bicycle's out, man. Okay, so hopefully the apartment I'm moving to, I actually want to go see it today, and I might sign the lease tomorrow. I don't know yet. We'll have to go back tomorrow. But if that does work out, I'm definitely gonna get a bicycle because that apartment complex is two minutes away from the post office by bike. So that is fucking awesome. Because right now at the post office, it's 7 minutes drive away without traffic, but 50 minutes to walk. With traffic, obviously, it's worse because it's a pretty busy area. Yeah, so when I move, I'll definitely get a bicycle and I'll definitely hit you up. Yeah, the last time I looked at bicycles was 3-4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Alright, so I think we've got everything. Okay, Deadwing Dick says, nope, I never have to work Sundays. Awesome. Okay, Brian says, are you still looking for a job or are you committed to academia for now? I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna go to grad school for sure, I think. unless something wild pops up, I'm gonna go to grad school. I don't think. The thing is, it's what year are you in right now? Cause let me tell you, it's almost impossible to get a job that'll sponsor your visa unless you're in STEM, which mostly because you have 3 years if you're a STEM student, 3 extra years, and so companies are more willing to hire you because you're gonna stick around. Whereas for people who have a liberal arts degree or anything else, we get 1 year, and so companies are like, why the fuck would I want to think about giving you a visa if you've only worked for me for 1 year? Yeah, so feels bad. Yeah, but either of the fields I'm looking at, I think if I graduate, I would be in STEM, I think. So that's good. Wow! Hey, Ari Siv. Is that even correct? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Thanks for the sub. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the foot-long sub club. Yeah, so I don't think you're on the Discord, so definitely go join the Discord. And when you're there, connect your Twitch account to your Discord account, and you should get a nice yellow flare over there. Made a shitty rhyme. Oh, thanks, Zoology. Oh, I didn't realize. Thank you so much. 6 gift subs already. Okay, Not Negative says bikes are a lifesaver. Well, or a killer here in Dallas, because it's not biker friendly at all here in Dallas. At all. It's terrible. Okay, Zoology says, hit me up on Discord and I can spam you bicycle knowledge. I commuted 365 all 4 seasons through all conditions to work social errands when I lived in Denver. Yeah, for sure. Because it's one of those things where if you're not familiar with it, you spend a lot of time looking at it, and if you look away, you forget literally everything. The only thing I remember is get a good frame. That's all I remember. Don't cheap out, which is true for almost anything. Thanks for the follow as well, Master Zebra and Pinky190. Okay, Ari Siv says, I have to say this is one of the best streams that I've seen here in a while. Great content. How to find a stream with this content? Oh, thanks for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's kind of weird content, isn't it? I mean, we've been going at it for a while. We still haven't hit Twitch partner because I don't expect it to anytime soon. Yeah, but it's whatever. Something I like doing. Okay, so now, wow, this is not gonna be easy. So we're trying to fit the gasket. Okay, so if you're not sure what I'm doing right now, if you look at the unboxing video, you should be able to find it. So right now what we're doing is we're trying to fit the gasket back on. So this goes between the plate and the PCB. And what it does is it provides tension for the plate, upward tension. So it moves the whole plate upwards to be tight and flush against the here we go. Yeah, so if you look at this, well, if you just look at the unboxing, but so it goes all around. See that? Goes all around. And so you notice on the PCB there are cutouts that expose the rubber gasket. And then on the bottom of the case itself, you will see on the mounting points, see how it's stepped? Right, so the lower steps will actually catch the rubber gasket. the big rubber band. So let me show you real quick. Oops, it's upside down. So I put this back on. Okay. It's hard to see. Okay, this one is obvious, I think. All right, yeah, see how the rubber is resting on the metal cutout? See that? So yeah, see, so these don't even touch the ridges over here. Not until you screw everything in. And so I've thought more about it, and I'm very sure that what it does is, and if you watch the unboxing, you'll see it. It helps give upward tension so that the plate with the tabs, the wings, it slams shut against the top. So that if there's any warp, there's any, you know, tolerance issues with, say for example, look at the top. It's look at that. Holy shit, I just realized how terrible this is. Look at this. You see how warped that is? Oh, it's maybe not that obvious, but well, it's not really that warped. Kinda hard to show it. It's very slightly, so you know, happens with machining and metal and stuff. So what it does is it just makes everything nice and flush, so that the plate doesn't move around in the case. All right, look at that. Okay, so now I'm just going to start screwing it back in. Yeah, so this is because this was I think one of the first custom sandwich mount boards. So the thing about sandwich mount is, if your parts aren't all perfectly straight, then there's going to be issues, right? And because the case relies on just a simple seam that runs across the entire perimeter of the board, you need everything to be as straight as possible. So if the plate is a little warped or the tolerances aren't perfect, then you know there's going to be gaps all around the case between the top and bottom. So what they did was they introduced a bit more of a gap and just let the rubber gasket do all the sealing and pushing. Okay, Brian's defer those loans. Wait, what loans are we talking about? So I'm actually pretty lucky. I actually don't have any student loans to worry about. So at least I've got that going for me. Maybe when I do grad school, I'll actually have to take loans, but because my undergrad was all paid for because I was one of the three to get a full ride to that school. Yeah, so at least I've got that going for me, which is nice. Okay, Brian says, I'm a second year, and yeah, I heard. I have a friend with a mechanical engineering degree in a good school with near 4.0, still can get a sponsorship. Yep. It's pretty much who you know. If you know someone, they'll probably help you out or something, vouch for you and get you on your way. But if not, you're basically fucked. That's just how it is. Most of the ones I know who have the very few ones I know who actually have a sponsored visa job are just through families and stuff like that. Well, I'm not talking about frame material. I'm just saying a good quality frame. That's just all I'm saying for a bike. As in, you want, basically like a chassis, right? You want something that's decent. So that's usually the first step. At least that's what people tell me. Because you can replace everything else, and the frame is usually the most expensive part, I think. Something like that. Basically, you want a good base, and then you can replace the other shit if they don't work out well. Something like that. I don't know. Again, I said, I looked into this a long time ago. It's all about the desk mat. Oh, yes. Let's see. Ranspone says, if you bought a Singer, good luck with that. Wait, oops, that message was an hour ago. Switch cutouts are really fucking tight. What switches did you use? And what plate was it? Because I bought an aluminum plate. Talking about trying to get the PCB and plate parallel because the switch cutouts are really fucking tight. That's not good to hear. I'm putting KVD X rings on my Toper stylus right now. Baby rage. Okay, NZ Howard says, hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Says, don't you need to enter lottery for Splot even if you get sponsored? What are we talking about? Okay, Zoology says, for bikes, the frame is the foundation, like the plate case for the keyboard. Wheels are essentially the switcher stats. Yep. Yeah, which is why people are like, just find, don't get fooled by, nice accessories and parts. Look for something that's decent. Because, you get a good frame, it'll last you almost forever. Mint blacks and brass plate. Elu was fine, if I remember correctly. Well, I'm glad I got aluminum. Yeah, aluminum is a lot easier to machine and stuff. Visa sponsor. Oh yes, that's another thing too. Yeah, so it's just as NZ Howard says, even if you do get a sponsor, it's a lottery system. So you can't even secure it. And it costs about 10,000 for your first go. I think it's like after lawyer fees and after application and everything, it's almost 10,000 US dollars. And so if you fail, I think you have to pay around 6,000 for another go at it or something like that. Either 6 or 3,000, one of those. I can't remember. But yeah. And so that sucks, which is why I'm looking into going to academia, because that's basically it's the second best way to get a visa. First one is to get married. It's so dumb, right? Because then it incentivizes just people getting married for the wrong reasons. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so if you go into academia and you do research or you become a professor and stuff, I think you're in a different pool for visas, so you don't get lumped in with all the other lottery people. Brian says, I'm not trying to stay here after I graduate though. I'm hoping to get a good job back home. I could easily get a decent job back home. If you can speak English decently well, and you can tell people you studied in the US, oh boy, that's just people lining up to hire you. And especially now that with the new government and everything, it's gonna be nice. Yeah, I've thought about it. There's two things. Either I go into social psychology and just go full time in academia over here, or I do environmental econ or environmental ethics and go back and work, because basically the rest of Malaysia is going to become more like Penang. So we're actually going to care about the environment. And Malaysia's actually, oh my god, I forgot this thing. It doesn't really do much, honestly. You want something, you want a proper dampening foam to actually have an effect. A slight effect at most. NZ Howard says 30% chance of getting picked. So stupid. NZ Howard, are you foreign as well, or you good friends, or close to someone who's getting sponsored, or who has to look for a visa? Okay, couldn't I just marry your cousin? Well, my cousin's also a foreigner, right? Red Dog says my dad wants me to go get a job at Bangladesh, and I'm sure you don't want that at all, do you? Yeah, 7 LMAO is Rens Pone, 7 is North LED orientation. Yes, so I didn't mention this, but yes, because of the USB, the switch is upside down over here. Yes, I hate that. But they did that because they didn't want the USB to stick out even more, I think. They could have done it just fine if the whole PCB stuck out. Kind of like on the DZ60 and stuff. Where if you see, right, because of the switch pins and stuff. Well, not the DZ60. Thinking of another, which is a good example. The Zeal 60 is an example. The B-Fake is another example as well. The DO60 is another one. Okay, maybe this one. Yeah, see, so there's a protrusion on the PCB. So if they'd done this, they could have avoided that, I think. Yes, I just have a massive PCB just sitting over there. Hey, Deadwing Dick, are you still here? Oh wait, was it even for you? I think it was for you, right? Who did I build it for? Oh, no, maybe it wasn't Deadwing Dick. Maybe it was someone else. I'm trying to remember who that build was for. Who was it? Oh shit, I really don't remember whose build this was for. Oh yeah, I think it was for Deadwing Dick. Yes, this was for you, right? Oh shit, there's a bug on you. The Peach keyboard? Remember that? I still have the PCB. Look at this thing. It was hand soldered by someone else. I'm assuming someone working with the PCB. Look at how many of these connections are just fucked. Horribly soldered. Look how nasty everything looks. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so I didn't touch this thing at all. Just random solder splatter over here. There's a bunch of solder everywhere. I think in some places the diodes are pretty much touching each other. I'm trying to look for some. But yeah, just look at shit like that. That's terrible. Man, I can't find the really terrible ones anymore. Where is it? Yeah, this is the worst PCB I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, see more random solder over here. Over here. Okay, yeah, see these two components are just touching each other. Look at that. I remember I was on the edge. Look at that. They're just in the diode is just frolicking with each other. Thankfully, the group buy runner was nice and paid for another PCB that was soldered properly. Korean shelf liner. Oh yes, I forgot about that. Yo, NZ Howard is a foreigner here as well. Yeah. See, unless you find a wife or a husband or whatever, it sucks. And I was in fucking Abilene in Hardin-Simmons University, a private Baptist university in the buckle of the Bible Belt. I sure as hell was not going to try to find a wife over there. Televangelist stream, anyone? Okay, so now let's put keycaps on. Could not be more wrong. Chocolatier. Oh, yes. Brian says, build quality aside, I've come a long way in custom keyboard in 8 years. I would say quality control has become better in terms of the maximum. Wow. Oh my god. This is how deep that shit is. And again, this is about Band-Aid mod as well. Oh wait, Devin Dick says nope, they didn't. I ordered a new one and they were supposed to reimburse me for it, but never did. Man, that really sucks. Who was the organizer or the group buy runner? But yeah, Imsto Uro. This is the tits. This set is fucking amazing. Two problems with it. First of all, the Sangan shift is black instead of orange and black. Second, it's almost impossible to find nowadays. Redhawk. Majored in computer engineering is something that I feel I don't know, lol. Dude, obviously what you do is you go back and you open an American restaurant. Because most Bangladeshis here open Indian and Bangladeshi restaurants, right? Gotta go home and show them how it's done. Okay, pair vase on group hack. A geek hack. What did I just say group hack? Geek hack because of a group hack. Yeah. Well, that's really bad. I had no idea. I had no idea that was what happened. This whole time I thought, wow, they were really nice. Introduce them to seasonless turkey. Oh yes, America's finest. Okay, so the set that we're using right now is called the Imsto Ural or Ural or Ural. Urinal. Imsto Urinal. And it is PBT chair profile, dye sublimated PBT, black and orange, Cyrillic, very nice. some of the best dye subs available to mankind. My God. You got a 4K of your sister from Max Flavor. Alright, alright. We're ending the stream. Okay, not negative says... Let's see. Still not as bad as the E8 V1 group buy over here. Waiting, still nothing. Did you get in on that one? Cause, dude, the E8. This is why I don't recommend getting in on the E series or whatever. I really don't recommend it, because if you go to if you look up the mini meetup VOD, because I had a meetup. I had a meetup here at my apartment last December. And someone brought a E8 V1 or an E8 V1.5, one of those. And he said the PCB died on him. We tried to fix it, nothing worked. And because it's proprietary, he's fucked. Yeah, so... And there's nothing wrong with it. We looked at it as in, physically, we can't see anything wrong with it. We just can't find anything wrong with it. But it just died and he can't get one. No replacement, no anything. Okay, Devin Dick says, yes, that was the first custom board group buy I ever joined. And that really sucks. So some people got it, but most people didn't? Is that what you're saying? Or no one got it? Because yeah, I don't know where that guy got his. Alright, so this is the completed board. Let's check it out. So we already looked at this during the unboxing, but yes, Imsto Uro. The orange is not as vibrant as the one Enjoy PPT, which I like, because the Enjoy PPT orange is a bit obnoxious actually. So this is nice. It's kind of a nice, you know, desaturated look. Just looks gentle on the eyes, because the other one... So, okay, my thing about Sub Legends is this. They should not be... Or at least aesthetically, they should not be more vibrant or visible than the main Legends. For aesthetics, mainly. So this is the board. Yeah, so I like this, because on the Enjoy PPT one, the Sub Legends are definitely more eye-catching than the main legends. Whereas with this one, you know, from far away you can kind of ignore. You kind of don't even see the orange. No, yes, I'm still the best. Okay, Deadwing Dick says some people got it. Talking about the E8V1. The original group buy runner bailed and dumped the boards onto the guy that was going to be doing the assembly service. Ended up shipping a batch out, but now seems like he's bailed too. Was the original guy, what country was the original guy from? Is he from Vietnam or China? Still no updates on 75SQ. Oh yes. Liku's just been AWOL, right? Because the other group buys that rely on Liku PCBs are fucked too. So LZ's not sourcing his PCBs from Liku for the CLS MS. SAIB got delayed because of the PCB as well. Vietnam? Yeah. I have not had good experiences with things being run over there. I will say that. So that's why I say if you can avoid it, don't do it. Okay, so let's check out the board. I realize, of course, the microphone is not perfect, and because Twitch stream audio is not perfect as well. But you're just gonna have to trust me that it sounds fucking amazing in person. But this will give you a good enough or decent idea. When I move, hopefully I'll be able to upgrade my audio. I think the shift key is a little warped. There's PBT things. See, usually when you bottom out your spacebar, it sounds really high pitched, right? It's a very loud clack. Listen to this, man. It's a nice thud. Nice booming thud. Okay, Devin Dick says, yeah, I know now, but when the group buy first started, I was still really new to the Max. Yeah, I'm just trying to tell other people who might be interested, because you know now, I'm sure. Yeah, that really sucks. Okay, so typing. All right, see you, Brian. See you, Arisiv. Hope to see you again next time. All right, so that's the build for today. Again, a legendary keyboard, to say the least. All right, this is probably I will say the board that I've wanted to see in person the most, actually. Just because pictures, it's just so, there's just not enough content about this board out there. And even in Proximity's album, it's, you're reading words and shit, and it's just hard to figure out how exactly it all works until you see it in person. I hope that the 2 streams have been helpful for everyone to get a good idea of how it all works, how the gasket works, how the plate mounts to everything, what the gasket does. And hopefully that was helpful. And another good build. Thanks for a good night, everybody. Thanks for all the cheers. We got a lot of cheers today. Thanks. And I will read all the messages in chat from the first half hour because I had to skip all that, right? I saw some of it, but I couldn't read all of it. So I'll read that tomorrow as well. And again, thank you, everybody. 10,000 views is nice. And so I'll announce a giveaway soon. Don't forget to join the Discord. And hopefully I will see you on Sunday night for the DSA Legacy unboxing. That'll be fun. So I'll see you guys then. See you, everybody. See you, Ren's Pone. See you, Deadwing Dick. Lotzi. And yes, yeah, the bottom. Oh, listen to that. Oh, sounds so good. Oh, no, listening to a board this sexy is considered a haram. Every clack you hear is one less virgin. Okay. Alright, see you, Yelp. Red Hawk. Again, thanks, Red Hawk, for the donations. Thanks, Zoology, for all the gift subs. See you, NGB. Long Cutie Pie. 10,046. Very nice. See you, Tefram. Thanks for the Discord link. And yes. Thank you. See you guys in the next stream. See you, Artisan Collector. Sounds like copper. Oh, yeah. Not negative. Captain Schwa as well. Alex. Hangman. Thanks for this. Ant plus God. Oh, yes. The Ant God. Not Ant-Man. We are just mere mortals. Ant God. Okay. So, I'll see you guys Sunday. Hopefully Sunday. All right. If anything changes, just keep an eye on Discord. I'll let you know. Tentative plan is Sunday. All right. Have a good weekend, everybody. I will see you all next time.